Alison Armstrong, who puts on these seminars trying to help women develop better relations with men. And she released this talk on seasons in a man's life. And she essentially makes the point that usually for a man from about mid 20s until about age 40, they are primarily devoted to building their kingdom, right? They're primarily devoted to establishing their place in the world. Then after 40, they start having more room for their children, for participating in the community, for other concerns aside from building their kingdom. Do you resonate that with that as someone who's
Yeah, I
32
mean, for
who's
me, mhm.
go
For
ahead.
me, I was I actually got, don't think I've told you this before, but but in 2016, I got a JD from the University of Chicago. I'm actually a lawyer. I don't tell people about this because my legal career, as you can imagine from switching to a PhD in history, I didn't like being a lawyer. But I was did go to a good school, did well, and was on the law review at U of Chicago in point of fact. But uh, so yeah, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but in terms of what this woman said, I think that's correct. I want to basically carve out my place in the world before I settle down with a family and become more other oriented, if you will. Like I think my level of selfishness, at least hope, is higher now than it will be in 5 or 6 years.
Right.
When yeah.
You're going to be spending almost all your efforts, your energy. For example, we only have, my dad theorized this and he accomplished 2 PhDs. He says you really can only do about 6 hours of hard intellectual labor a day. And so you are devoting your prime hours to building your kingdom.
Trying to get get myself out there as somebody with a voice on matters that I think I know much more about than average public intellectuals or pundits. And also the hope of getting some extra money